Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Perseverus here, and this is an event video, and you guessed who it was all about. The pimp, the man, the legend, Falk. I love his fucking teeth in that. Like, I always think he's just like trying to do, the sexy bite lip thing, like, hello, I'm Falk. But he just doesn't pull it off. So, it's a 12 ticket run. One moment. So this is a slightly longer video, but hopefully it will give you an idea of why Warsmith is pretty good in this event and why you should play it. Right. So this deck has a really nice balance of like high health, high damage cards. It's got a nice curve, and it's got a few things that work quite well with his ability. I do need to just give a little shout out to Orthanol or Gore for recommending this deck to me, because he recommended a very good deck. So +2/+0 to the end of turn and deal 1 damage to all friendly troops. So as you can imagine, that combos really well with stuff like Tyranthicos Veteran. Anyone who's seen the Falkening will be aware of that. But yeah, this deck just seems to marry board clear with beating the shit out of your enemy warlord. So as you can see, just lots and lots of damage. So I've heard good things about the Perturabo in this as well. I might do a video about him, depending on how I do. Yeah, as you can see, I've got a consistent curve of just nice things that I can be doing. This, there we go. I think that with a misplay, I think if you have that 6 energy thing up on Perturabo and they play a Tyranthicos Veteran, you should murder it, because you're about to take 11 damage to the face, and I will look out by doing that to your board. It is absolutely worth spending that 2 energy and that siege ability to kill him. And having said that, he's beaten me down fairly well. He's keeping pace. Obviously, his only obstacle is that I've got Contrador in hand. Not that he knows that. Now, that obviously presents a big problem for him, because now I can kill his 2 barricades and then win. So this guy can get around, some pretty nice placement of obstacles. Actually, as an event deck, he's fairly Iron Warrior. He is designed just to get through your troops and get to your meaty, tasty face. Right, so next one. I've never seen this guy before. I think it must be a new event character, unless someone who has been playing this longer than I have can correct me. I don't think they've had this guy out. He's really cool. I like him. The random stuff makes it a bit but actually the stun and 2 damage is, stun and 1 damage is nothing to be shy about. Perhaps for 2 energy it's a bit ineffectual, but what you can do. So yeah, if you see Hall of Rights, get rid of that. Kill it with fucking fire. Yeah, I put that guy out in the wrong order. Oh, I do make a few errors in my gameplay. Precision Bombardment, sick card. I think like this event sort of highlights how Iron Warriors, like how you really want Iron Warriors to like look in a ranked setting. It's just a shame that they don't basically. But like I had a lot of fun playing Falk in this event just because he's so versatile. He kills your board. He puts stuff in the way of you. Like he just he hits you in the face for lots of damage. I really like the way that this deck has been constructed. It's super perfect for the environment it's in. I'd maybe swap out Decimation, but there are times when it's useful. Like there's no denying that. I mean, that's just so brutal. And obviously it survives again, it gets to hit you for like 13. Which, is his health. So wrong. Oh. So I'm in a nice position. Get out my Iron Havoc squad. I do like Iron Havocs. See, the thing that really gets me excited about this, because I'm in real life, I'm an Iron Warrior enthusiast. I've been collecting Iron Warriors since I was, I don't even know, 13, 14. So too long. Pop, pop, pop. So having the chance to play these guys in a way that doesn't make my eyes bleed is lovely. Okay, so hopefully you're beginning to get a bit of an idea of how this guy works. You put things on the board, you try and control the troops your opponent can put out, and then you pump your guys and sort of sacrifice them for the greater good, into his face. Now, Ulrach Branthan is a really interesting part of this campaign. You have to be, reasonably careful about this guy, because if he comes back as a dreadnought, you're fucked. Like you just fucked, because it's a really cool whispers or reckoning. I think with Falk, in general, I think with any Iron Warrior deck, like they're quite important to get out. But I do think that those rhinos, if you see them, murder them. They facilitate so much for sort of like maintaining Falk's pressure and his tempo. Because look, I'm just getting cards every turn, and actually, I don't think really there are any Astartes in this deck that I wouldn't be happy playing in this event. It's just the turn after turn. How do you do? I mean, to be fair, I'm not sure whether this guy just had a bad hand. He doesn't end up doing a great deal, but just like how can you be 10-6 and not be able to do something? But just like being able to punch someone in the face repeatedly until they stop. What I like about that is that because he could have killed himself and come back, but now he's got the 1-5 out there, he can't even do that. So he's in a real tricky situation. Oof. And what I'm trying to do is get him to the situation where I can just... I do wonder why I didn't attack there. But hey, just getting him to the stage where you can one-shot, and not give him that opportunity to come back as an inter dreadnought. Oh, no. Oopsie. Silly me. Oh. just played Ulrach, so if we do that. So now we play a bit of Nykona. So Nykona looks quite strong. From what I have seen this event, he definitely worries me, I think, a lot more than the other decks.
It gives me no pleasure to do this.
I love 5th support squad though. Like, new Master squad must just be so unhappy. Oh no! I are countered! Come on, mate. Come on, keep going. Now, the deck this guy's got has quite a lot of stealth in it, which is quite cool. He doesn't use it, like with that 3-1 he sort of holds it back, and I'm not sure as to why he's keeping it back. But I can only presume there was a reason. Obviously that's quite frustrating. I can't attack, but I don't want to this turn. So that's sort of where decimation can come in quite well. You use your guy, you get as much out of him without killing him, and then you and then you sacrifice it for your guys. So like, Iron Havoc at this point is quite good. It means that in large part he has to sacrifice at least one thing to kill it. I mean, this guy's stealth man is a little bit ridiculous. I do quite like that. And look at that! Look at that! Beautiful. And now, he should just attack my face. I mean, to be fair, killing that guy's quite important. Oh, you're right, buddy. There you go. Like the 5-3, I don't really understand why he's not attacking with it. Obviously, he's waiting for the new Master squad to get his thing out. Like he builds a solid board. I just don't think he makes the most of his attacking, if that makes sense. Yeah, so mercenaries you have to get rid of. They can just escalate super fast, and that's never good. But just, I mean, he's building this big board, but every single time I'm getting like 4-5s out, 5-3s, 3-4s, just nice, big, chunky guys that he has to spend all of his time and effort and energy getting rid of. I was a bit frustrated at both of those. I felt a bit annoying.
I'm too fast for you.
Is it, fam? There we go.
That shows talent.
Oh, sorry. There's another thing that this deck's quite good for is just refilling your hands. Obviously, you've got the 3-3 tank that draws stuff. The 8 costing card that gets cheaper as your guys die, because your guys will die in droves. Like, that's one thing that you'll see as Falk, which again is very Iron Warrior-y. They had huge moments of sort of like attrition, really difficult campaigns. They took all the jobs, the thankless tasks that were, beneath the other legions, and they might have cried about it a little bit, but actually, there we go. But actually, they did a lot of work, and the perceived lack of recognition, I think, was certainly reasonable.
Oh, I like that.
So obviously I'm looking at my health here, looking at what he's got. Obviously it's not looking fantastic. However, I've got a fat board. He needs to deal 6 more damage than he's already got. You know. This is not looking great for our hero Nykona. You know, and I just take the time while he's stealthed to put more fat things on the board. Come on, man, chill out. You done? You done?
You are nothing to me. I was ordered to keep living.
I love Alfarius's response to Nykona when he reveals it as like, "Put your blades away, Nykona. We know you can't beat me." So, continuing on.
From iron cometh strength. We have a
So I really like Dreadnought Squad in the event. Like, a lot of people just seem to ignore it, and I mean, if you play the event, I would not ignore it, because it allows me to put out bunkers and slow you down while I build a nice fat board. Obviously, if you deal with it as well, that's fine, because that means you're not targeting my 3/4s or my other units or Falk. So, you know. I will check. I know. Go to bed. So yeah, like, as you can see, what Falk's very good at is just putting threats out and having you react to them. I really like that 5-drop. Sergeant Korak, so good, so good. Oh, I'll refill my hand. Ashen Claw's another solid card. There's a win condition. Thanking you. Jewel of Ultramar. I do not like that card. Maybe in a soul deck, maybe, but ugh. So yeah, now, obviously provided everything survives, I have lethal. Yeah, there you go.
all walls come down.
Falk is such a such a Chad. Oh, I like that. Another Shuriken. Yeah. Do you want some more food or not?
From iron cometh strength.
Training my boy to be a good card player, aren't I?
To do this.
Oh, look at that face.
Greetings.
I'm looking
Here you go.
forward
Here
to
you go.
beating you.
Here we go. There we go. I know. Oh look! I drew a counter to the new mess. Hey. Yeah, I do think it's important to get damage on Nykona when you can, when he's not stealthed like a wuss. So the idea around that is obviously if my Tyranthicos survives, then there we go. Good man. That's the right thing to do. Then whoop. Then then I can block it with a bunker. So I could have precision bombarded it. What I actually want to be doing this moment is like getting out threats. Just, you know, again, getting stuff out that I can cause damage to him with. I really need to keep that pressure up, that tempo, even if it means sacrificing a bit of my health to do it. Supply lines are some fun uses. Someone used that on me to get out the Umgara Dreadnought on turn 8, the new Wordbearers Dreadnought, the like 8-9 shielded, ward, ridiculous Dreadnought of fuck yourself. Yeah, that was not a happy turn 8 for me.
I like that.
Oh. But it's just relentless. It's just non-stop hitting you in the face, you know, which is crazy mad. And that's always, of course, pretty fun as well. Not that I needed it. Right. Yay. So, you know, I'm doing well. Kicking ass. And now we have a mirror match. Oh. What's Falk gonna do? How's he gonna cope?
From iron cometh strength. From strength cometh will.
Iron Litany. Right. So, I've recently moved lodges. So, yay! That's fun. What I would say, just to kind of talk a little bit about that, I think lodges are so important in this game, and obviously it's about, you know, sort of, to use a phrase that my kids in school use, you know, stay humble, and just use your lodges to learn. Like my, you know, limited time with my new lodge Mastercrafted already has really helped. They have a load of experienced players who offer great advice, and you know, like I said, I got advice in this deck from from Gore, you know, from an associate friend within the lodge. So, you know, do definitely join a lodge. It's important, and like, you know, their expectations raise your game as well. You know, like just with, you know, events, I probably normally wouldn't have competed in this particular event. It's just not, you know, like it's not relevant to a release, so I wouldn't normally have done it. But actually, you know, given how I've got 12 ticks for one, I'm quite glad I did. You know, you know, lodges play a number of roles that can benefit you. It's a community. You've got people to chat to. You know, they post decks, you post decks, you feedback on each other. You learn a little bit about deck building, about gameplay. You've got people you can practice against. You know, it's definitely something I would recommend. You know, for me, moving lodges was a little daunting. Like, you know, I was a little anxious, shall we say, because you never know what you're moving into. I think generally in this community, whichever lodge you're in, you're going to meet nice people. So don't be afraid to, you know, give that a go. And yeah, so it's quite nice, really. You know, I've joined a lodge where there are a lot of people who are sort of leaps and bounds ahead of me, which is nice because that is inevitably going to improve my game. So, you know, I'm waffling. But yeah, as you can see, it's going quite well. Obviously, lucky draw there. My goal was to get rid of both those troops, because both of those troops do really nice things for Falk, and he's only on 5 health, so he's obviously now in a really horrible situation. He's got to clear 3 units, you know. He had 7 damage in hand, so it's 9. That would have left me on 4. Like, does he not have something in his hand that could do 4 damage, maybe? Like, I mean, virus bombs would have been fucking brutal. He might have taken himself with him. Although, actually, I would have died first. But yeah, like, mirrors, as you can see, aren't necessarily as easy as you'd hope. Is something going to happen? Okay. Well, you know, we can safely assume that I win this one. Fucking replays, man. So either way, yeah. So I won the mirror. So you know, we're certainly getting there. Moving on to another Ulrach match.
From iron cometh strength. We have a mission.
So the World Cup's coming up. I'm very happy that I'll be representing England. Like, that's gonna be super cool. We're just going over decks right now. I won't share what I'm doing quite yet, but I'm quite excited. You know, I've got a couple of ideas. Obviously, once we start playing, once it's revealed, I can sort of talk a little bit more about that. You know, what's really nice is that I've got 2 really nice teammates. So Halvium and Steve. So obviously Steve's got a lot of experience as Halvium. You know, done a bit of testing with Halvium. His decks are cool. We're actually really excited to see how they do, because he's got some wonderful ideas when it comes to deck building. That is something, an area that, you know, I would like to be better at, is deck building. You know, I can play, I think, to a good standard. You know, if I get a deck and its mechanics, I can sort of smash it all out. But yeah, let's get that to 4. And this is the problem with Falk. Like, he just has so much reach. He can kill your creatures. Like, you know, not sure why I didn't kill that guy, but you know, hey ho, worked out more or less. Yeah, don't be afraid to throw away precision bombardment. Like, it doesn't have to go back into your deck. Like, it's better to not go back into your deck than you to take like unnecessary damage. You know, or to lose like something you want to keep. I was really worried about Bran. Obviously, you know, Bran's a dick. Obviously, that was quite lucky. Planned, but lucky. So yeah, this guy's getting some threats out. Managed to keep pace with him, but like it's tighter than I would like, you know, in this sort of setting. Yeah, so I spent quite a bit of time trying to find a way to not have him turn into a dreadnought, or at least not turn into a dreadnought on his terms. You know, he avoided turning into a dreadnought as much as he could, which I thought was interesting. I like the idea of turning into a dreadnought and you know, having an action so you can destroy troops, but I do also think, like, if you're going to stun that guy, for example, you might as well then become a dreadnought, because I can't do anything to you as a dreadnought right now. Like, I would have dreadnoughted, but you know what you can do, because obviously my board is pretty horrible. That was really annoying, because obviously it means that I can't Falk. Heal's not too much of a problem, like, you know, I can deal with that. So obviously I'm just trying to clear his board out, and then I can power probably Iron Havoc and Fleas in 5th. Yeah. Look at that. Obviously I'm 12 health. It's not ideal. But like, he's well within lethal now. We're fucking precog. Ah, yeah. Drawing this shit out. Nothing better to do. And that's a ball game, folks. Alright. What I'll do is I will put the next game on. I'm just gonna quickly grab my food out of the oven, but you know, I'll give you a bit of time without my dulcet tones. Fulgrim was really interesting to play.
From iron cometh strength.
I am arrived.
Alright, I'll be right back. There you go, little buddy. hopefully that was an interesting game. I remember it being quite interesting. We'll avoid the bot game. I had one bot in this. We'll go on to another Fulgrim game. So at this point, at Fulgrim, this would be my 10th game. So I'm getting quite close. Obviously, the matchmaking, the quality of it should be a little higher. 2,200 is alright. Not fantastic. There we go. Obviously, he's doing well in his event. I'm doing well on mine. I'll quickly get the last of my food. We shall continue. Okay, how's it going? I wonder if this is the game where the guy had 2 Charmosians out that were like ridiculous, or if that was the last one. If it was the last one, that was silly. Like the fact that I could just like bypass them, might be this game actually. The fact that I could just bypass them was a little silly, and it's all down to things like these guys, Dreadnought squads, who are just, you know, are ridiculous. Wow. Assume defense? Yeah. Hey there, little man. So, yeah. At this point, you know, I'm controlling his board. I have my own board. I have nice cards in hand. This is all going okay. Hello, little buddy. Let's get your feed finished. Let's get your feed finished. See, I'm a competent multitasking dad, aren't I, little boy? I can feed and I can stream. Oh, it is. Oh, mate, this is... this is going to get silly. Yeah. So he's got quite the health lead. Obviously, he's got his ridiculous 10-9 chaplain. Obviously, I get a nice bit of card draw there. I'm just sort of at this point trying to stay in it. He plays that guy, and I'm like, Jesus, okay. So I have to contra-draw that. That thing will wipe my board. So get rid of that guy. I play a couple of bits because obviously I'm thinking two bunkers is probably enough to protect me from that 1-10-7. Then he does this. Like, what the fuck, Fulgrim? There we go. Now I've done that because I've got a Dreadnought squad in hand. And... So I do use that guy to put, and so my sort of reasoning is that 2 damage a turn to these 2 guys just isn't like going to be substantial enough. I'd rather just deal 4 damage to his face because he's on 5 health and he hasn't played a front line, so I've got this. I mean, look at those 2 guys, man. It's like ridiculous, and he comes so close. Like, can you imagine? Like 1 health, 1 health. That was silly. That was very silly. Pop, pop, pop. Very clutch. Very clutch. So I didn't have a perfect run. I did lose 1 to a Nykona. This guy looked very good, so 4,000, pretty solid. I think I fought like another 4,001, which was quite nice. But yeah, like, this doesn't go well.
It gives me no pleasure to do this.
Lies! Yeah, yeah. So I do wonder there if instead I should just precision bombardment, got another card out. Because obviously he's just going to kill the 2-2. The alternate would have been to kill it with Falk and then Rhino 77, force him to use his Warlord's ability. But yeah, so I'm controlling the board. I've got, you know, nice hand, but it does all start to go wrong. I really hate his attacking noise. Like, who attacks like that? Fucking moron. Yeah, I know, isn't he just? So yeah, nice health lead on me. You know, alright board. I think I have to defend satellite it. Which obviously isn't the most efficient thing I wanted to do, but I didn't have a 5th, so what you can do. Managed to get him out, so that's nice. He obviously murders it. Yeah. Yeah, I was just so annoyed with this. I had nothing to kill it apart from a Contrador, and I'm not using a Contrador on a 1-4. So I was like, fine. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, this just wasn't going well. I do like that Nykona deck, whichever it was though. It's just so much going on, so much damage, so much threat. It was very cool. And all of a sudden I'm on 7 health, going like, what the fuck? How did this happen? 5 health. So you know, if I'm lucky, if he doesn't deal 5 damage to me with 9 energy, which clearly he will, then, you know, maybe I can kill him. I've got a Tranticos out. But yeah. We all knew I was going to lose that one. Because I told you. Right, final game. 11-1. Squeaky bum time. I was quite worried for a little bit in this one actually. This was quite tight if I remember correctly.
From iron,
Please to me.
strength.
I am.
I am arrived. quite like that 3/3. I think he'll go far in a lot of decks, like, you know, obviously in a Lorgar deck like Word Bearers, he's quite well suited. But a few others as well, like, you know, Ingathel I can imagine would be quite good to have him. Whatever. So he gets all the rights out, and I'm like, no, fucking all the rights. Such a pain. Such a pain. Yeah, so I have to make some difficult choices in this game. Now, there is some madness to that reason there, and you'll see soon. Obviously, he's got a really strong board out. I am not feeling particularly comfortable with this at all. You know, I'm on 13 health, he's on 30. You know, this is not ideal. This is a really interesting thing. I cannot understand for the life of me why he did that. Why didn't he, like, I was on 13 health. I feel like if he'd hit me there, it would be GG for me. You know. But hopefully you can see what I'm aiming towards. Right, 10 points to Gryffindor if you can see what I do. It's turn 8. I have 2/4/7 Tyranticos veterans. I will put them into play, please. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to beating
Oh my. Oh my. Yeah. It was a little bit filth that I was allowed to pull that off. So there you have it. Falk, Warsmith, solid deck. You know, all the cards in it are threats. Like, it's versatile. It can remove. It can buff. You know, it's got OTKs, like a one turn kill. It's just, yeah, savage. I would definitely recommend you try it out. Do consider, you know, joining a lodge. Like, there's more to it than just the sort of benefits from events. Like, you know, how are we doing? Out of interest, is there a leaderboard? There's a leaderboard. Yeah. Anyway, but like, oh wait, there we go. Are we on this? Got to be on this. There we go. 28. Sweet. You know, look at them up there. 82,000 points. What is going on with that? That's so good. So yeah, definitely. Like, not only do you get rewards for being part of a lodge, but you also get loads of extra stuff too. Everything that sort of makes it part and parcel of the game, and you know, definitely a worthwhile sort of investment. You know, and the lodge will gain from you as well. Like, as you get better and as you improve, you know, it's all reciprocal. The reciprocal nature of collaboration and cooperation within the game. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. Do be active in the events, and I'll see you on the ladder. Ta-ta.